There are now close to 1 million electric cars on UK roads, but I'll bet not many of them have tow bars fitted. Many EVs are approved for towing though, including this, the Genesis electrified GV70. Now Genesis may be an unfamiliar name to many, but it's the luxury division of Hyundai, and its cars are gaining a strong reputation, especially the all-electric models. This car, for example, is approved to tow up to 1,800 kilograms. During the course of this review, we're going to hitch up to a big twin-axle Swift to find out how well the Genesis tows. We'll also touch upon the difficulties of towing with an electric vehicle. Solo driving, space and practicality, and value for money will all be considered before we deliver our verdict.
When you've watched the video, please do remember to click like and to subscribe to the Camping and Caravanning Club's YouTube channel. Click on the notification button to make sure you never miss a video again. To give the Genesis a tough towing test, we've matched it to a Swift Challenger exclusive 650L Grand with a mass in running order of 1,652 kilograms.
The GV70 has no trouble pulling the big Swift up to speed. That's no surprise when it has almost 500 horsepower and more than 500 pounds-feet of torque. But despite the power and performance that the car offers, what really makes a bigger impression is just how hushed and quiet it is. Now, in any electric vehicle, of course, you're not going to get engine noise in the way that you do in a conventional car, but sometimes that seems to exaggerate the levels of wind and road noise. Not in this car. You can travel at 60 miles per hour while towing on the motorway in remarkable hush. It's a stable tow car too. A curb weight of just over 2.3 tonnes certainly helps. You do feel the odd nudge from the caravan behind you, but we've had no nervous moments. It copes well with all kinds of weather too. The car is four-wheel drive, which helps it make short work of hill starts or pulling away from a junction when the road's a bit wet or greasy. However, the range does drop dramatically while towing. I'm looking at the range on the dashboard now, and I can see that while I'm towing the Swift, it is dropping pretty quickly.
We've towed over a mixed route of country roads, A roads and motorways, and the car has travelled 1.5 miles per kilowatt hour of electricity. That gives a range of around 115 miles. Without a caravan, the Genesis really comes alive.
Acceleration is very, very strong without the weight of the Swift on the back, especially if you press this boost button here, which gives you maximum power for 10-second bursts. But just as when towing, in solo driving, it's not the power and performance, funnily enough, which really make a lasting impression. It's just how quiet and comfortable this car is. It really is a very, very relaxing way to travel.
Let's take a look around the cabin.
I really like the seats in the Genesis. On this particular car, which comes with the optional comfort pack, they have some additional features. So the seat base can be extended, which is really handy if you're tall like me. The seat has a massage function. It's cooled as well as heated, and it adjusts every which way, as does the steering wheel. So it's easy for people of all different shapes and sizes to get comfortable. As you probably expect in a premium car these days, there's a digital display rather than conventional dials, and the information on display can be configured, and the appearance changes depending on which driving mode you select. There's also a head-up display which projects key information like your current speed directly into the driver's line of sight. I find it's actually a really useful feature. It's really helpful to be able to see your current speed without having to glance down at the instruments. Now that's part of the optional innovation pack. The infotainment screen is big, clear, a really crisp display, but it is kind of a long reach, which would be a problem if it weren't for this rotary controller here, which you can use to control the various functions of the infotainment system. It's rather like BMW's iDrive controller in that respect. It's less distracting to use, I think, than having to press the screen, and also it saves you getting grubby finger marks all over the screen too. Other nice features, you've got a wireless charging pad here for compatible smartphones. You've got two cup holders with sprung grips, so they will hold different size cups securely. You've got decent sized door bins too. So all in all, a high-tech and very comfortable front of the cabin. But let's have a look in the back of the car. So head and leg room are okay rather than great. This seat is set up for me and I'm 6'3", so you can see there wouldn't be very much space for someone sat behind me. This seat though is set up for someone of more average size, and there's enough room, but for tall adults or lanky teenagers, perhaps a little more leg room would be welcome really. As you'd expect, you get Isofix mounting points on either side, so you can travel with young children in Isofix compatible child seats. And there's a separate air conditioning control here for those in the back seats, so perhaps someone in the back could turn the heat up and have a nap while the driver keeps the air conditioning on cold to stay awake and alert. So that's the back of the car. We'll take a look in the boot next. So at first you may be scratching your head wondering, well, where's the boot release? It's actually here on the rear windscreen wiper. The boot itself is a decent size, 503 litres, which is broadly comparable with rivals like the BMW iX3 and the Mercedes EQC. It is a bit shallow, but otherwise it's a decent size and nice flat entrance, so it's easy to lift heavy items in. There's a bit more storage space underneath the floor, and this area here is designed so you can put the parcel shelf in there, out of sight, out of the way when it's not needed. If you haven't got anyone travelling with you in the rear seats, there are levers on either side to lower the back seats and give you a bit more luggage space. Now, the tow ball and electrics on the Genesis cost a whopping £1,399 at the time of our test. So I think that's rather pricey for what is just an ordinary detachable swan neck tow bar. Really, on a premium car like this, you would probably expect a push button drop down tow bar for that kind of money.
Although the tow ball is expensive, the Genesis does come with a lot of equipment as standard. At the time of our test, prices start from just over £65,000. That's within a few pounds of a BMW iX3, which is a much less powerful car.
The Genesis electrified GV70 is a very fine car. It's fast, quiet, comfortable and luxurious. But is it a good tow car? Well, yes and no. It tows very well and it's assured in all weathers, but unless you only travel short distances when you tow, you're going to need to find somewhere to charge en route, and that's where the problem really lies. You will almost certainly have to unhitch, secure your caravan and then drive to the charging point, because there are very few public charging bays that will accommodate car and caravan together. So for the time being, the Genesis, yes, it is a very good tow car, but the public charging network for caravanners has a long way to go to catch up.
When you've watched the video, please do subscribe to the Camping and Caravanning Club's channel if you haven't already. Click on the notification button and you'll never miss any of the club's tow car, caravan, camping and motorhome content. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to click on the thumbs up button to like it and let us know what you think in the comments.